Oh, okay. I have not made a video in a while because this week I've been quite tired. Um, but I feel like I just need to say something. First, the President Biden stood down. My thoughts on that is it's probably a very good idea. I thought he was a great president for, well, 10 would have been a great president 10 years ago and stuff, and he had good policies, and I agree with it. But yeah, I have seen his debates recently, and he does seem to forget things, and he's almost making a joke of American politics. And yeah, I feel like the 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 battle between the two sides is no longer a battle. I feel like it's more of a display for the public because there's now like a team of people. That's my guess. My guess is that there's a team of people who know that I'm God and are secretly kind of trying to set things up so that the public don't aren't aware of what's about to happen or what's going to change or the truth. And I feel I don't know who's on. I don't know who of the Republics know. I feel like the Democrats are probably more likely to know about the truth about me. But yeah, I don't know what to say. But I feel like if the final two candidates were those two, out of the whole of America, those two are the only two you can find. I feel like it actually is quite an insult to America because Joe Biden was great, but he's in retirement age, and being a president is a very stressful job, and it can add a lot more ages on more years on you because you have all the pressure of having to deal with so many people, and particularly America is a hard place to deal with or manage, and therefore I feel like it's best for him. It was best for him to stand down because he's not really up to it, and I feel like having him is like out of all the people, you can watch the Young Turks video, and I think that guy is getting very very angry and furious as to how these two are the best two candidates in the whole of America. And he said that he was at the rally and he was just confused as to how it ended up with just these two. So he feels like it's unfair, and I feel like there's a lot of people in America that are feeling the same way. Out of all the two people ever, if you're going to create some sort of false government and pretend that these two governments are the only options because these are the best options, you've got to have candidates that are able to speak without forgetting what their sentences are. And I feel like he did that quite a few times. So it's good that he stood down, also for his own sake, because it's just going to add more stress on him, and he needs to be thinking about his own health rather than the country. So, but yeah, Kamala Harris has a very good at speaking and a positive vibe, and she's a candidate you can take seriously. And I like what I see about her. I don't really know that much. I don't think she really stood up as a particularly strong. She's a strong person, but I don't know much about her. Let's just say that. And I think she doesn't have a. She has a chance, but she doesn't really have a chance. I mean, the fact that people prefer Trump is not a good sign, because I think that people are looking at him because they want a strong president, and just to think that's all you want. I mean, I feel like I know why people would think that way, because I feel like there's a lot of fear in America, and there's a lot of people that are fearing other countries, fearing war, and they want someone who looks like they're strong because they don't want other countries to attack them with nuclear weapons. And yeah, if their president looks weak, then they feel like their country looks weak, and if their country looks weak, they feel like other people or other countries might start attacking them. And yeah, I don't know what's going on around other countries. Um, I don't know, but I do find it very interesting how the West is calling itself the West or the Western civilizations, and yet it includes Russia and Australia. I've always been a bit curious about the Westlife band because, okay, Angels from the West or Angels from the West, I guess, was an obvious name. But when I was listening to their songs, I look back at what I actually named them a few years ago, and I called them East to West. And I don't really know why I did that, because I know why I did that, because a voice came into my head just thinking Christ is going to come from the east to west, and so that's what the voice in my head said, and hence why I called them Angels from East to West. And now that I don't know. I didn't actually know that the Western civilizations included Russia and Australia. I guess I could see why Australia, because Australia has the same English language as America and England, so it's easy to kind of blend that one in just because the language is the same. But technically, that's isn't that like southeast? America is southeast, and England is more well east of Europe, but not east of the world. If you know if Australia's here and America's there, then that's north, south, east, and west. So there to think that all it's a circular civilization rather than an east. But anyway, I think people are mad here, and I don't think people have really questioned that. I never really questioned that. Why do we call Australia an Eastern civilization? Or do we even? Because I looked on the map on Google and it said, this is the Western, and it was a circular. But anyway, I haven't really thought about it. But thinking about coming up with a proper name for Westlife, I never really went through their songs. I went through a few of their songs, but I just got a strong feeling that their songs weren't about now or when 10 years ago. I felt like they were about after my life gets better. That's what I felt. I strongly felt like there's going to be a point where I suffer, and then there's going to be a point where things get better, and it will be at that better stage that Westlife would be more linking to me. So I don't feel like, even yesterday when I was, or was it the day before, when I was going through them, I didn't feel like they were strongly there was a little bit of a strength, but I felt actually much far more connected to the Blink band and the Busted band. Like last week I was thinking in my head, do we have an angel of randomness? Because I am quite random, and sometimes I just say random things, um and randomness is actually quite a big part of me, actually. So I was wondering if we have an angel of randomness, but I didn't think there would be, because I'd feel like there's loads of singers that must come in under this sort of random, that there's quite a lot of singers that I don't actually follow or look, because every time I do start following and looking, I usually see links, and therefore, and then I was like, well, where's the angel of links? I was thinking both of these things last week, and so to come across these bands now, I don't know, it feels strange, because surely I would have come up with Angel of the Links, years ago. That sounds obvious. It's weird how I'm coming up with them now, but maybe the reason why I found them now was because my higher self doesn't want me to hate these bands, and if I've been following someone for a long time, I'll have a hatred towards them. That is how I feel towards Madonna, because I've been following her for a long time, and all she ever did was insult, insult, insult. Like, why are you doing this? I'm here. I've told you you're my higher self. Why are you making me look like just a whore or something? And I know why she did it. If I was to guess why she's done that, I'd feel like she's had a lot of bad energy in her past lives, not now, but in her past lives, and she's this energy, this negative energy is coming up as anger. I don't care now that the world sees me as like a big whore. Why? Because if the world thinks whores are horrible, disgusting people, and then they find out that they've spent 2 years believing that the god of the world was actually just a big disgusting whore, then when they start believing that I'm God, they're just going to want to leave and not want to live here. They're going to want to live somewhere else, and I don't care, because I want them to feel that way, because I don't like them if they do start believing lies about me. And I feel, I wouldn't have understood this. I know Gaga did some nudity pictures 10 years ago, and I was kind of like, why would you do that? That's horrible. I mean, I don't like nudity. Why are you promoting that? And I don't want to promote that, but I have so much anger now. I have so much anger now that I don't want myself to be naked, no, but I have so much anger that I kind of want to do whatever people hate. If you think that being naked is disgusting, then I don't mind creating an AI version of me naked and being like, here we go. You think I'm disgusting? There we go. There's a negative picture of me. You can think I'm disgusting, and I don't give a shit, because I hate you. And so I feel like this anger is just building up and up and up, and there's some things that I didn't understand. Rihanna as well, there's so much anger in her videos, um, and I didn't understand it, but I feel like I do now, because I have so much anger in me, and then I'm trying to understand, like, why did they do these things 10 years ago? And I believe that Madonna and Gaga were um, William the Conqueror and Alexander the Great, but both of them were murderers. Both of them were killers, and they would have. If you are at a high place and you choose to do sort of badness towards people, or kill people, or attack people, or create wars, you know, all their families suffer. All there's a ripple effect of negativity, and this is all bad karma. And if you die, you're going to have to come. That bad karma is going to come back on you, and it is a warning for leaders. You know, if you're a leader and if you've created lots of havoc and lots of, you know, if you're killing people that don't care, if you're killing people that don't really care about their families and don't really care if their friends and family die, then the karma is going to be very mild. But if a lot of people that you're hurting are people that actually are feeling it and actually are like, this is, why are you doing this? What have you done? I don't want it. Like, if you're really causing pain on people, this karma is going to build up, and it's going to come back at you. And so if like Madonna and Gaga did have some, and Rihanna as well, if they did have some, you know, anger, it's probably from something bad that's happened in their past life. But I would argue that the only reason why whatever happened in their past life was bad was because in a few lives before that they were bad to other people, and this bad karma has come back. So even though I hate them, I feel like I can understand them better, because I'm feeling that same kind of anger, and I'm trying to not feel it, and to ignore it, and to just accept that this is hell. We're living in hell. I'm gonna get out of here soon. Everything's gonna be fine. But yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, I definitely think um, that in when I get exposed, there's a lot of things that I've been thinking about, but I haven't really been saying it because I was mostly just lying in bed. Um, but yeah, I feel like Gaga should be seen to be more on my side. And there was this. I went to the zoo yesterday, and my uncle was sitting on the grass, and I bought a scarf to lie on, and I realized that he couldn't fit on it too. So I went to the charity shop to see if I could find like a newish rug to sit on. And I found this really nice one. It was wrapped in paper still, so it was brand new. No one touched it. Still kind of unwrapped. And it was only £3. Got a really random picture all over it, but pink and with random eye-looking fishes. But it's kind of nice. But and then there's a little bag that came with it, and I turned it into a nice little pillow. And then I put it down, thinking, "Oh, this is nice. The universe bought me this. Like, made me find it in a charity shop, and it was clean and new and everything, and perfect, nice feel." And then I looked on the pillow, and it said "for monster" on the tag. So it was like calling me a monster. I was like, "Okay, you've done something really nice for me. Help me buy this lovely rug for £3. It's very comfortable, and then you go and spoil it by calling me a monster." But yeah, I feel like that's the there's an idea of calling Gaga, or some people calling Gaga, Angel of the Monster, e.g., me being the monster. And I just felt like that kind of supported that idea. You know, some of the singers could be seen to be for me, and some of them could be seen against me. I don't know about Madonna though, because on one hand I want to seem powerful, but on the other hand I don't want to seem powerful. Um, you know, I could hate Madonna for insulting me her whole career, and me following it, and me just being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Um, but I know that Florence of the Machines also did that same thing, and I didn't notice because I wasn't following her. I didn't really like her songs, but I just thought she wasn't linking with me. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think she had a name or anything, and now I see that she does. And you know, even though both of them insult me, I have a lot more anger towards Madonna because I've been following her, and I've been confused as what she was doing, or why she was doing it, or the stuff. And I don't think I should meet her at first. I feel like maybe she should just deny and be like, "No, I don't know that girl. I don't know anything about her." Um, I think that's probably the best. I don't really know. I'm trying to figure out the future and how it's going to play out, what's going to happen, and I can't really do that. But yeah, I think I have to add and I noticed the random one. I looked at the birthdays, and one of them has a birthday on Independence Day, which is a possibility because random it's random for it to be on Independence Day, and that what else was on Independence Day? That's another one that was also it mildly tied into randomness. But I do actually think the Bible. There's one of them is born on the Angel of the Bible and Angel of Foreplay, and that same day. And I think that'd probably be the best because I feel like there's a lot of random stuff in the Bible. Like there's a lot of things that link to me, and there's also just lots of random stories, and therefore the Angel of the band acting the Busted should be exposed on that day. I think the Angel of the um, uh, and there's not as many in that month as well. But yeah, it should come with the Bible because it kind of points and hints at how there's a lot of random stuff, or a lot of I think there's a talking donkey in the Bible as well and stuff. So that's pretty random. But yeah, random is not actually quite a big thing because I had when I was looking for a donor, I kind of gave up on I had for years given up on the human species, so I was just like, all right, I'm just going to randomly choose someone. And that's there was one song about how I'd given up. I'm not going to go back with you or anything. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to go back with the whole random selection thing. But I don't know. Randomness is it's quite a big thing with me. So it is an actual angel name that I think my higher self has created because I like randomness. But and then the Blink one. Blink. I never followed or looked at that one because I always thought that that 182 number was very random, and like what's that 182 number about? Like I did know that the 82 bus was something very similar, close to me. That's there's three buses, the 46 which goes up the hill. So if I want to not have to walk up the hill, I have to take the 46. But the 46 doesn't go into the centre; it just goes east to left. It goes one well left east to East London and West London, and avoids going to the centre. And the 82 and the 113 do get to the centre. One of them I think just goes to Oxford Street, or it used to go to Piccadilly, and the other goes to Victoria, or I think it actually goes to Pimlico, but it's one stop before. If I'm going to Victoria, that's the bus that I always get, which often happens because when I was going to Oxford boarding school, I used to get the coach from Victoria, so that I used to get that bus quite often. Um, but yeah, I think that's what 182 because there's loads of buses. There's loads of 82 buses. 182 is actually in reference to just 182 bus. So I see the link there, but I never saw that link before. And I think the only reason why I saw that link is because I was talking last week about the 46 bus and the 46 bus, me thinking, because I thought I was at least 700 years old. Um, quite, I feel like I've been 700 lives plus for a very long time, and I couldn't work out what number. I was thinking, is it 64? Is it 46? And then I was like, oh, there's 46 bus, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I think I've had 40. That makes sense. And because I was talking about buses last week, I saw the 82 on this when I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was thinking that did I think it then or did I think it afterwards? I don't know actually. I I might have seen that number and just thought of the bus and thought maybe there's something there, and then I've looked and there is. But yeah, strange how the angel of the links. I think he's the angel or that makes link the angels that make links. I think that's their name. But yeah, I think the angel of randomness is actually one of the hardest ones to guess because you wouldn't assume that there would be an angel of randomness. Um, or if there are, you would assume that there's loads of them, hence you wouldn't actually make a specific band for Angel of Randomness. Um, but yeah, Lynx is quite an obvious one, but it's weird how it's taken me 11 years to find them. I haven't. I think I've only also looked at what was rushing off to the zoo, so I only actually saw two of their songs. But I think there's a few more of them. I might look to see what else I find. I don't know. I haven't watched their songs for a long time, but it's strange when I come across a song that I really like. It feels like I've seen it thousands of times, and it's just how could I've seen this thousands of times? I mean, there's thousands of songs that I think I've seen thousands of times, and I have not been watching thousands of songs throughout my life. So why do I feel like I've listened to this song so many times when I haven't? I mean, I'm thinking maybe there's films that I've watched, and sometimes these songs start playing in films. I saw the Deadpool film the other day, This video is actually getting quite long, so I'm just going to make two of them.